So I'll mute you all. I'll give you an ample amount of time to ask queries once I complete my part of the conversation. Then I'll let you speak, guys. So this is getting recorded. So please mute yourselves so that some other sounds doesn't get recorded here. Fine. See, today's session, I'll be walking you through the Excel applications and those things. Yes, Deepak.
Ma'am, this batch is a weekend batch, so the classes will be on Saturday, Sunday, and then next week on Saturday, Sunday, right?
Yes, Saturday, Sunday, weekends. I'll answer your queries later, Deepak. See, I was about to walk you through the Excel course. See, we are, the professionals who work in Excel tools. We have, designed Excel tools for our clients, and we have a lot of experience in developing these things. And we are a part of the training group as well. We are based at Bangalore. So usually we conduct trainings in classrooms. So this is our the first introduction to the online classes. From last 1 month we are doing these classes. Okay, so let me show you what all course contents are provided to you in this session. I'll share the screen to you. So you can see here, whether you are a novice in Excel, you don't know anything, or you are a person who is quite experienced in Excel, let's say, we are going to start from the scratch only, because there will be a lot of updations to Excel applications. Along with that, see, most of the times what happens, you would have learned only what is required for your job to get done, nothing extra. So whatever we teach here, you will be technically more sound in order to communicate with your co-workers or clients, let's say, or even for searching something over the internet. You would like to know these technical words. So only when you know to put those things properly, you will get your job done. Okay. So we'll be covering from what is the difference between the desktop application and subscription version of MS Office. So how exactly it is going to differ with the features that it has got, and also the screen layout of Excel. All these things are explained to you. And in the second chapter, see, we are going to discuss few topics here: auto list and custom list, and also various pay special options. So we are going to cover all these things in the second chapter. So I'll anyways, after introducing to the topics today, I'll start from the first chapter today. See, in the second chapter I showed you, we will be learning auto list and custom list. There are some lists that are available in Excel, which you can populate automatically and save your time rather than entering them manually. You can populate them automatically just by entering one particular item, okay, of the list. You can enter one particular item of the list and drag it. It will populate all the other items automatically. So those things are taught to you in the second chapter. And in the third chapter, we will be covering all the shortcuts. So quick shortcuts that you can use to format your data. So we have some unformatted data as an example here. Let me show you the material. Are you all able to see the screen? Training, formatting cells, rows and columns. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So you can see here, this is our material design. For every chapter, we have such design for all the topics that we teach you. And within the same material, I'll be training you. And after the session, the unsolved material will be sent to you over the mail. So that is the idea. That's how the training goes on. And along with the training material, we'll also provide the recorded link of that video of that particular session that we conduct. Okay, so in the third chapter, as I said, we will be learning the shortcuts that you can use and quickly format your data. So usually most of them think that formatting the data takes a lot of time. If you know few shortcuts, you can get it done really quick. So those things will be taught to you over here. Let me show you another chapter. Just give me 1 second. See the next chapter, I'll show you. This fourth one, this is a very important one wherein we'll cover all the cell references. So, there are three types of references here which are available to us in Excel. You might have seen in some formulas, you would have seen dollars being applied. So, all those types of references are being taught to you in this chapter. Why we use such references, what is the importance of them in the formulas, how exactly it will make a difference to you. So those things will be taught to you along with the examples. Okay, so that will be covered in the fourth chapter. So again, I am just giving you an outline of what will be taught to you in each chapter here. We'll be going in detail chapter after chapter. I'll first have to tell you so what you will be learning within the chapter, what is our course content. So then you will have a better understanding. Okay, are you all able to hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. See, in formulas, we have got this. So we have a list of formulas given here. These are the generalized formulas, wherein they are not particular to any department. Okay, we are not concentrating only on financial analysis or market analysis, sales reports, nothing as such. These are generalized formulas which will be used by anyone or everyone in the industry. So for all those people, this will be really helpful. And we have categorized these formulas into various topics like this. So let me show you one of them. See, these are lookup formulas, file with lookup formulas. So you can see here. We have provided example for each formula. We will be explaining you using these things. See, over here, you have two examples for VLOOKUP used here. Again, you have HLOOKUP, match, match2. Match2 is again a different example of combination of index and match. We will be covering that as well over here. And we also have offset function. So using the same material, you will be taught regarding the topics. So if this is about the formulas, once you are done with it, we'll be taking you through different types of errors that you might encounter in your Excel sheet. So for that, we also have PDFs explaining about these different types of errors. And we'll also be showing you that using some examples, in which scenario you'll get those errors, how to tackle that. And in case you're getting, how to avoid such things or how to solve those errors. All these things will be taught to you in the sixth chapter. See, in the seventh one, we'll be covering formula auditing and formula view. See, this is a special one. I don't think many of you would have explored this part. You can see here there is a tab known as formulas over here. So if you go there, in formula auditing group, we'll be discussing about all these options. Okay, all these options would be discussed in this particular chapter. What is trace precedence, dependence, so why do we use them, and how exactly it makes your life easier to edit any file that is already worked on. When you have a lot of formulas in that file, how exactly you have to deal with it, go make changes to it. So you need to be really careful when you have a worked file with you and you are provided with that file to make some changes. You can't go randomly pick some cell and do so. You need to be really careful, because if that cell is referred to some other cell in a formula, that will cause changes in the entire sheet. So your data might go for a toss if it is not taken care properly. So all these options are going to help us in knowing such things and editing those things properly. Okay, all those topics are taught to you over here. So the next chapter is go to special. So in the same module, I'm showing you a different topic that is known as go to special. See, this topic will cover how exactly to select only a part of your data without having any hassles. So you might have used few options. We'll be discussing all the options of go to special in detail over here. So you can see here you have quite a few options in go to special window. We'll be discussing all of these, how exactly they'll be useful to you. You want to select only cells with formulas, and within that you want only cells that has got numerical formulas, text formulas, logicals, errors, only blank cells, last cell within your sheet. So there are so many things over here that will be covered in go to special. Let me show you another topic. So over here, sorting techniques. So if you take this, so we cover both advanced and sorting, basic sorting techniques. So you all might be knowing what is sorting. You will be arranging your data in ascending or descending order. So while doing that, so many of them use filters, apply filters and then sort it. So many also go for custom sort and do that. So there are different ways in which people use. We'll be showing which is the most efficient one and why you have to choose it that way. And Excel provides sorting both rows as well as columns here. You can sort the data in both the directions. Excel allows those options. We'll be exploring all that, as well as not only ascending and descending order. You can, or you have an option in Excel to arrange your data in a custom order as well. When I say custom order, you can specify how exactly your data needs to be ordered, not exactly in alphabetical order or numerical order or date order. You can provide your own order in which your data needs to be arranged. So all those things will be discussed in this particular chapter. So next we'll go for filtering techniques, wherein we'll be discussing both auto filters and advanced filters over here. So both kind of filtering techniques will be discussed in these chapters. Let me show you here. See, we have the material designed like this, when we'll be giving examples on sorting different kinds of data, filtering different kinds of data, filtering by color, filtering by cell color, font color, and using subtotal function along with the auto filters. So what all you can achieve using these things, all that can be seen over here. Okay, so these topics will be covered in filtering techniques. We also have a separate chapter which covers advanced filters as well. Advanced filters is completely different, and all that in depth will be discussed in this chapter. So next we have conditional formatting. So some of you might be knowing what is conditional formatting. So I can give you an example, a scenario where you can use it. Now suppose you have a range of cells with some numbers like this. You would like to know within this range of cells all those cells that are greater than 5000. So you can apply filters also, but here I'm trying to see only those particular cells which are greater than 5000 or 4000, any criteria that I provide, and I want them to be displayed in a special way. Like they can be colored, the font can be colored, you can provide a border to it, or in entirely different way than the other normal cells are being displayed. You are trying to highlight only those specific cells which are going to satisfy your condition. So these things will be taken care in conditional formatting. So here we have some predefined rules. So you can see that in home tab, conditional formatting here. We'll be discussing all these rules which are available here. Along with this, we have another chapter, advanced conditional formatting, wherein we'll show you how to provide your own custom rule using formulas. Using Excel formulas, how to provide conditional formatting rules over here. Okay, so that will be discussed in conditional formatting. And we also have this number formatting, another important chapter. So you all might have encountered some problems with the number formatting. Now how exactly you have to show a 12 digit or 15 digit number. So, and also different ways of displaying your dates. You would like to display the week name like Friday, Monday, Tuesday instead of the date. You want to show it with the currency symbol, or you want to show a number like this with the unit names, and showing it in percentage. So there are a lot of things to discuss in number formatting as well. We'll do that in the number formatting chapter. Okay, so next we have data tools. See, in this chapter, we'll be covering all the recently added features as well as the old Excel features that helped us really um, uh, to format your data, or to quickly clean your data, or quickly creating reports. To, to perform these things, we have some data tools over here. All those tools are going to be discussed in this chapter. Now let me show you a quick one. So one of these examples, which is provided only since 2013 version of Excel, not prior to that. You don't have this flash fill prior to that particular version of Excel. See, you can use it to clean your data in a very quick way, or you want your data to be printed in a particular manner. So let's say I want the salesperson names, only capitals, so only initials of their names in caps. I give the pattern, I use this flash fill option over here. You can see it will get me in seconds. It will get me in seconds. So there are so many things like this that you can perform using flash fill. I just showed you a very small example that we can achieve using the flash fill option over here. Okay, so there are certain rules to be followed in order to provide this. All that will be discussed in this particular chapter, data tools. So you have so many things to discuss. All that will be discussed in the data tools chapter over here. So next we have data validation. Again, if you want to restrict your user, so you have some cells given wherein you need to provide your age value, or let's say some date value, something like this. So if suppose they ask you to enter your age value, someone tried to enter 123. So this is certainly not an age value, a valid age value. Okay, so in case of such wrong inputs, the data should not be accepted by your sheet. So how to validate such things and how to restrict such inputs to be provided, how exactly you are going to provide rules for it, all that will be discussed in data validation. Again, in data validation, we have some predefined validation rules which we can make use of, and also provide our own validation rules using Excel formulas. That is covered in advanced data validation. So in this chapter, this quite interesting and creative one, I can show you this. So here we'll see how exactly to provide images in the comments. So usually comments are used to provide text. We'll also show you how exactly you can insert images over here. You can see this was a part of a dashboard that we prepared for one of our clients. See, this is their product presentation. You can do this in Excel. We'll be showing how to insert images in comments and display it like this. You could use it for an organizational chart, to prepare an organization chart wherein you can input their name and designation, and within the comment box you can provide their image. So there's so many creative things that you can do using Excel. So that we'll be discussing in that chapter. So the next one, charts and graphs. See here, we are going to cover all the basic charts that are available to us, as well as some advanced charts also. See the basic charts, I'll show you what all things are covered. It's taking some time. Let's hold on for a second. Just give me 1 second, guys. So here you can see one of the advanced charts. This is known as a dynamic chart. We are trying to highlight only a particular quarter. See, when I click on all quarters, nothing is highlighted. I choose quarter 2, only quarter 2 series are being highlighted. Again, quarter 3, 4. So whichever quarter you choose, only that quarter's data is getting highlighted here. So we'll be working on lot of such charts, really creative charts that you can perform using, and you can use these things in your dashboards as well, Excel dashboards and such things. And in pivot tables we have the course including slicer, timeline, and these things. We'll also show you how to create a simple dashboard using pivot tables in Excel. Along with that, we'll also see how exactly you can create a data model using pivot table. Okay, so all these things are covered in the curriculum. Now let me start with the introduction part. I'll open an Excel workbook. I hope you're all able to see it. Let me share the screen. Yes. So this is your welcome screen. As soon as you open the Excel application, this is what you get. Most of your MS Office applications have the interface in the same manner. Okay. So at least from 2016 version, you get to see something like this. So I was telling you there is a difference between subscription version and the software being installed on your system. So we have some versions, like the latest one is 2019 version. It's the desktop version where you install it once on your system and you need to manually update it whenever there are new updates provided to it. Whereas Office 365 is not like that. It's known as the subscription version, and it is much more updated, up to date, because it automatically gets updated as and when they add any new features in the MS Office. Okay, so currently I am teaching you in MS Office 365. So don't worry, the interface doesn't change much. You almost have the same look and feel. Okay, even if you are using from 2010 version, let's say, anything from 2010 and above is good for the course material that we have. Most of the things are covered there. Only few advanced options are not available, for which you might require the Office 365 or 2016 or 19 version. I'll be anyways letting you know which options are available, which are not in the previous versions. So you can check it yourself. So now as soon as you open this, so you get a welcome screen which asks you to choose previously worked files that you have, or you could also get some workbooks to be created from the templates. See, let me show you. Go to home. Now if you say more templates over here, click on it. So you will get to see a lot of templates over here. Templates are ready-made files. You need not spend time to build those files from the scratch. Now suppose you were to prepare an Excel file for let's say your personal monthly budget or some calendar. You want to prepare something like that using Excel file. You need not go about preparing it from the scratch. You can choose to prepare it using some templates here. So this will save a lot of time for you, and it also allows you to customize it according to your requirement. You can always use this. Or as usual, if at all we have something of our own to perform, you can always go to choose blank workbook. You choose a blank workbook. See, I'll explain you how exactly the screen layout works like. See, currently whatever you see, the green strip over here, this is known as title bar. Okay, here you exactly see the name of the book, or whatever name you provide while saving the workbook, you will see that over here. Are you able to see book 1, or is the
No, only it's a blank Excel sheet we can see.
no, it is blank Excel sheet only. I'm asking whether you are able to see the title bar of it. Are you
Yes.
able to see the title bar of it?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'll just move this zoom toolbar. Yeah. So now you can see book 1 and also the name of the application, Excel. So wherever you see this book 1, this place is known as title bar. If I save this workbook with a name, so that name will appear here. Let me save it. You can save this workbook. Whatever name you provide here, let's say Excel session 01. I'll choose a place. Okay. So now I saved it as Excel session 1, and you can see that over here. So this is known as the title bar. So currently I'm explaining you the screen layout of Excel. So this is what I was telling you. We'll start from the scratch. So to know all the technical words that we use here. So again, next we have this ribbon, the gray strip that you see here. This is known as ribbon area. See, this ribbon system was introduced only since 2007 version of Excel. Prior to that, you had huge list of commands to choose from. So from 2007, they introduced this ribbon system. And this ribbon is again split into various tabs like this: home, insert, page layout, view, review data. All these are known as tabs. And in each tab, you have got some group of commands like this. So you can see the name of the groups like clipboard, font, alignment. All these are known as groups. And all these commands that are arranged as groups, they perform specific tasks. That's the reason they are grouped together. So if you can observe here in alignment, all these commands are used to align the data within your cell. So you could merge them, split them, wrap text, change the direction of your text, give some indents, arrange, align them towards left, right, center, both horizontally as well as vertically. So all these deal with alignment, so they're grouped together in the alignment group. So you can see such groups in every tab over here. Next you have formula bar and name box. Now let me tell you what this formula bar does. Now let me type something here. See, as soon as you select the cell, it will display you the content of the cell. Now let me give a simple formula. I have two numbers. I am adding them. I use sum function, add them. Now when I give this function, it is displaying me the result of it. Whereas in formula bar, I'll be able to see the function given within that cell. So whatever we have provided, that will be visible in the formula bar. There are three ways in which you can edit your cell. That is, double click on it, or let's say press F2 by selecting the cell, or you could also select the cell, go to formula bar and edit the cell content to whatever you want. These are the three ways in which you can edit them. Now coming to name box. So you see I5 over here. Now suppose I choose this cell, it shows D11. So this is something that is telling me where exactly I am present on this worksheet. It is going to tell me where exactly I am present. So it also works the other way around. If I have to navigate to any particular cell, let's say like V10, I would like to navigate to V10, it will take me to that cell. So you can use this name box either way, either to navigate to a cell that you want or to look at the address of the cell that you have selected. And we also use this name box for various other purposes. I'll be teaching you all that in the further classes. See, now currently it shows F12. How did we get this? You can see here there are some alphabets and there are some numbers over here. These alphabets are known as column headers. Okay, the column headers are alphabets and the row headers are represented by numbers over here. When a column meets another row, that's where a cell forms. So if I say F12, 12th row is intersecting FE column, and that's how you got this E12 as the address of that cell. So that's how we define a cell, an intersection of a row and a column. Okay, and you also have a small triangle, inverted triangle here. When you click on it, it allows you to select the entire sheet at once. It's a shortcut to perform this. Okay, you can quickly select the entire data over here. So now let me add few more sheets here. These are known as sheet tabs. You can see here sheet 1, 2, 3. So these are your sheet tabs. And again, if I have many sheets over here, let's say, and they are hidden like this. If you have too many sheets and it is somewhere colliding with your scroll bars, see what you can do is use this select scroll button to scroll between the sheets that you have. Another better way is right click on that place. You will be able to see all the visible sheets within your workbook. I say visible sheets. If any sheet is hidden, you will not be able to see that in the list over here. So now I can choose any sheet that I want to navigate to. I'll be able to get there. Okay. So this, what you're seeing, is known as horizontal scroll bar, and this is known as vertical scroll bar over here. And next, I have something known as status bar here. So you might be seeing ready. See, as soon as I select the cell, it says ready, meaning that cell is ready for any editing to be done. Now, if I copy this, you can see immediately the status bar information will change like this. Select destination and press enter or choose paste. So it is going to tell me what should be done next. It's going to inform me the status of the cell. Not only this, if I have some data, let's say I have some text value over here, and let's say I have some numeric value provided, I'll give some numbers. You see, when I select a range of cells with text, it will show me only the count. Within the status bar, I'll be able to see count. See, in the below the screen, you will find that. Just below the scroll bar, you will find the count over here. So likewise, if I choose numbers, it shows me average, count, max, min, sum, everything. I can choose what should be displayed in the status bar. You just have to right click on it. See, you have a huge list of options. You can enable what needs to be displayed on the status bar, and you can disable which is not required for you. Okay. So here, if I don't require to display this min and max, then let me remove it. You can see only average, count, and sum are displayed. Min and max is removed from the status. Likewise, you can see many things. Shortcut for recording a macro, seeing whether your caps lock and number lock is on. See, now I switch on the caps lock. You will be able to see that over there in the status bar. It indicates caps lock is on. In the same way, number lock also can be viewed. So there are so many things like this which you can enable or disable from viewing in the status bar. So next we have view shortcuts over here. By default, your sheet will be in the normal view. Whatever you're seeing is a normal view. We also have other two types. Now let me show you this page layout view. Most of you would not have explored. If you have explored, it's really good. See, this page layout view lets you see how exactly your data will look like when you print it. See, it will show you the data exactly the way it looks like when you print on a sheet. And it also allows you to add headers, footers, set margins. All these things are possible in page layout view. This view is known as page layout view. Okay, we also have another one. Let me click on that. So here it says page break preview. This view is known as page break preview. And it lets you see the page order, in which order your sheets will be printed, and where exactly, at which column exactly the column is splitting, and the data is splitting to the next sheet. See, over here I can see only this one column is getting printed in page 2, which I don't want. I want all this to be in the page 1 only. I can use this dotted line. I can adjust it like this. I can make it appear in page 1 only. Now this data will be printed in page 1 itself. But you can't include too many of them as well. It will compromise on the scale of your page. So if you include too many columns like this, your data will be shrinked and your visibility is gone. So you can see here, let me undo it. You can see scale to fit 100% over here. Now if I drag this dotted line to include this column, you can see the scale came down to 92%. Still it is okay. See, up to 80% your scale can be reduced. From 100 to 80 it is still fine. You will be able to see the data if you print the sheets. So anything less than that, it will deteriorate the way your data is going to look. Okay, it is going to make it too minute and those. We'll be discussing all these things in printing techniques chapter. I'll tell you what is the ideal way to print it and perform these things. Fine. Now let me get back to this normal view. And one more thing, you also have the zoom feature. You can zoom your sheet up to 400%, and the ideal view is at 100%. You can zoom it till there. We have another thing over here. In the left hand side corner of your screen, you see quick access toolbar. Currently, you only see autosave option. See, this autosave option appears only in Office 365, guys. You don't get to see this in other things. So probably in 2019, I'm not sure. You need to check that. Okay, this, if I say autosave, it will be synced to my OneDrive. So this file gets saved automatically. So next we have save, undo and redo. These are the default options. Now let's say I regularly use some commands, and to pick that I should always navigate to one or the other area like this. So instead of this, what I could do is, see, I regularly use, suppose, remove duplicates. This option I use it regularly. Let's say, and for an example. So when you select it, right click, you say add to quick access toolbar. Once you do that, you see it will appear right over here. Now, irrespective of which tab you're in, you will be able to use this option immediately on your data. Instead of you searching for it in various tabs, you will be able to pick it directly from here. This is saving you your navigation time. And again, you also have an option to include an entire group as well. See, now I want this entire data tools group to be included here in the quick access toolbar. Just right click on this, add to quick access toolbar. You will be able to see here the entire group is added. Again, these two can be removed. See, if you don't find it useful, or if your job is done by keeping it there, you can right click on the option and say remove from quick access tool, and remove from this one as well. So this is how the screen layout is present currently. Okay, you also ought to see something, this file tab. See, this comes in your backstage view. So this is known as backstage view. Again, this file tab is included only since 2010 version of your Excel. Prior to that, you didn't have this. You had a big office button in the corner of the Excel application. So now they have created a separate tab for it. When you click on it, it will take you to this window. So this file tab will tell me what is the information related to this file. You don't get to see these information within your file. Who created it, who last modified it, who printed it, okay, at what time and which date it was created. So if at all it has got some properties like this, see, size, it is telling me of what size is my file currently, and if I have added any titles or such things over here, tags, titles and categories, I can add. So I can also see the file location, where exactly the file is residing. I can get the path of that file. And also there are so many other things that you can explore here. Now let me take you through that. So you can see protect a part of your file or the entire file. There are various levels of protection that you can add to your file here. So you have so many things, always open read only. This will prevent any accidental changes to your data. So you might see this whenever you download a file from your browser or email, it will not let you edit it immediately. It asks you to enable editing. So that is this option. By default, it is enabled. Okay, if you want some strong protection to be provided to your file, let's say your file contains some very confidential data and you are sending it over a mail, you don't want it to get into wrong hands. Okay, then you can encrypt with a password. You see this with a lot of your bank statements, credit card, and phone statements also. You don't get to open it if you don't provide the intended password. So you can also provide such password if you use this option. You also have some simple protection also. See, as I said, Excel lets you protect only a part of your file as well, not necessarily the entire file. Only a part of it also can be protected. Now suppose I want to protect only the current sheet that I'm working in. Now which sheet we are in? We are in sheet 5. Now let's say I want to protect only this sheet. I could do so. You can also achieve that in review tab. In review tab you also have these options available over here. In protect group you have the same options given. And so this restrict access, adding a digital signature, these comes later, guys. See here, this restrict access will be valid only if you are sharing a file over a network, and you have some co-authors, so with whom you are working on that file simultaneously. So these things will be applicable. So you can also add a digital signature to maintain the integrity of it, to add an extra authentication that it belongs to you only. And you also have something known as mark as final. So this is to indicate this is the final draft, will be marked as final and then saved. So when you do this, you are telling the other user to whom you share this file with. Sorry. Okay. So you are telling them that this is the final draft of it, and no changes is required. And even in case after you mark it as final, if they want to change, they will be able to do so. Okay. So there are some other things also, like inspect your workbook, inspecting the document. Now let me show you this. It asks me to save before inspecting. I'll say yes. See, this inspect document will show me what are the things that are left behind in my file. Even before I share it to someone, I would like to see all these things. I don't want few things, uh, you know, things which are not required by others to see. So those things should be removed in the beginning itself. So if I have forgotten something, I can catch hold of it in the inspect document inspector. Now let me inspect it. See, it says this document has got some properties and personal information. So this is not required for another person who is using it. I don't want this to be shared to another person to whom I give this file. So I'll just say remove all. So you should be really careful. Some of the changes are not revocable. That is, they cannot be undone. So it's always better you have a copy before uh, applying these changes. Now if I say remove all and say close, so you can see here previously it was showing author, whatever was the name of my PC, it was taking that. Now since I removed it, you can see those information is not available. So you can remove such information and send if you don't like to share them. Okay. And manage workbook. See here currently. So all your auto recovered files will be stored here. You can get a copy of them. Currently I have one copy of this file which I did not save. See, that is at 526. Now for some reason, let's say my file closed due to some problem, I will get an auto saved file. You all must have encountered this. You'll get an auto saved file. So all those things are available over here. In case of any problem, you can go and choose the file over here. Only till the last 10 minutes what you have worked, your data will be saved. Apart from that, everything else would have gone. Okay, only till the last 10 minutes that you worked, your data will be saved. Next is browser view options, and these things are useful only when you're publishing it over the web. Otherwise, these things are not useful to you. Okay, so when you click on save, your file gets saved. Save as lets you save it in different location, different type. So if I want to save it as some other type, I have a huge list of options here. Suppose I want to send this file to someone who is using a very old version of Excel. Let's say whom are using 2003 version. I should save it in this format. Then I can choose to save it, and you have lot of other options here. You can save it as PDF, XPS. If you have any macros, you'll give macro enabled workbook. So there are so many things like this. And let's say you want to print it, you'll go for printing options. All options required to print your document will be available in one place over here. You can make all such changes right from here. And they have included something new like share. Suppose you want to share this file immediately to someone over OneDrive, just like your Google Drive. Microsoft has OneDrive, just a cloud storage. You can save this file over there so that you can access it from any other device that you have just by logging into your account, or you want to share it over a mail. So all this can be done from here. And you also have an export option which lets you change your document type to PDF or XPS immediately. And it also provides few other file types, like it lets you save it as CSV, see, as a template, ODS, that is open document spreadsheet. So I have many types here. You can just go and choose it, or you could also choose from the drop down that we saw. Publish. See, if you have some tools using which you are going to publish it, this particular document, if you are uploading it on any other tool. See, currently I have this Power BI in my particular system. So you can see it allows me to upload this file to it, that particular application. Only if you have such applications installed, it will be populated here. You can choose directly from here. Okay, if you click on close, your file is closed, but the Excel application will be kept open. Now let me show you that. I click on close, it asks me to save. I'll say okay, save. I close the file, but your application is still open. You can see Excel is still open, only my file is closed. Let me go to file, I'll say open, I'll choose from it. This was our file. So you can also see here, there is some pin mark over here. I have pinned these two files. You can see that in the pinned section. The reason is, see, if at all you're using some file regularly and you have saved it in folder inside folder inside folder, let's say it's a long path to go choose it. It's a pain really to go navigate and get those files daily, searching for it. Instead, what you could do is pin it over here. Whenever you want to access, just click on open. Quickly, you will get it over here and you can use it. You just have to click on the pin mark and it will move to pinned section. And if you don't want it anymore in the pinned section, you can go and unpin it. See, you can click on it and it will be unpinned. So these options are available to us. Say over here. Okay. So this is close. We saw account will let you see all the account information of you, Microsoft account information. If you would like to provide some feedback to Microsoft, you can provide it from here. Options. See, this particular window has everything to do with your Excel look and feel. You can change the way your Excel behaves in this Excel options. How exactly it proves your data, where exactly it saves your files. You can choose the default locations over here and you can save them, what language is being used, and you know the default layout of your data, and how exactly your formulas are calculated. All these things are managed in Excel options. Okay, so I'm done with the introduction part. So I'll end the session over here. Okay. I'll